Am I the asshole for buying a store cake for my Mormon family? I, 20 female, was hosting my own birthday party last week. I invited my family and my BF's family and was overall just making it a nice get-together as my family haven't met my BF's family yet. My boyfriend and I were also starting to discuss potentially getting married, which is also why I wanted everyone to meet up. For background, I grew up Mormon, and even though I left once I turned 18, my family is still very religious and follow all the customs. The rule that is most important to this story is that Mormons aren't supposed to consume coffee. My family took it as far as banning anything that smelt or tasted like coffee. So coffee-flavored jelly beans, coffee-flavored lip balm, and even my deodorant that had a coffee and amber smell. For my birthday party I wanted to make the main dishes and dessert. I love cooking and baking and was very excited to show my family some recipes I learned since moving out. For the cake I made this rich chocolate cake and it was delicious, but I had put some coffee in it to bring out the chocolate flavor. I had gone so long without following Mormon customs that I completely forgot the whole can't consume coffee thing until an hour before the party started. Upon realization I knew I didn't have time to make another cake without coffee that would still be just as good as the chocolate one. I asked my boyfriend to grab a cake from the store. Anything that even looked as good as the one I made would be fine. Well, my family weren't happy. They were served store-bought cake while everyone else got my homemade cake. To try and calm them down I explained why they couldn't eat the cake and promised I would make another cake that was just as good without coffee. That cake would be just for them and I would have it ready within a few days. My mom started crying, saying that she couldn't believe I forgot about them. Something about how I've strayed so far from God that I don't even follow the rules I was raised with. I felt really bad because my mom is a really sweet person and I hated to see her cry. I kept trying to comfort her, but my dad got mad and left with my mom and most of my siblings. My little brother was the one who stayed behind as he drove himself to the party. He went and got a slice of my cake after my parents left. I just feel so bad because my parents thought what I did was intentional and I'm now questioning if I really am an asshole in this situation. Am I the asshole? Edit. Wow, thank you for all the comments and support. I just wanted to address a few things about my story that many people are asking. The biggest one is, how could I just forget that Mormons can't have coffee? Despite now living in Utah, I live in an area that doesn't have a lot of Mormons. I haven't practiced most Mormon customs since before I moved out. I think the biggest factor is that I've made this cake so many times before for other birthdays and celebrations that it's ingrained in my memory. My boyfriend was actually the one who reminded me that Mormons can't have coffee after he asked me if I had replaced the coffee with water or something else. I think I just went through the motions without a second thought because I never had to before. Another one is that people are mentioning how my parents are mistreating me. I have been lowish contact with my parents for a while. They live across the country and were in town as I only live 2 hours from extended family. I texted my mom asking if we could talk about what happened. No response yet, but I might update if I feel her response is update worthy. The final thing that I've seen scattered around is why I didn't have everyone eat the store cake. I'll be honest, part of it was my last-minute panic that it didn't even cross my mind to do that. I understood now that it was probably a dumb mistake. I'm sure my BF's family would have questioned why my famous chocolate cake wasn't there because I had previously told them the menu I had planned. That was probably the biggest mistake on my part. But I thought that making another cake for just my family would have been okay because I really wanted them to try it. I understand now that having everyone eat the store cake would have been best. A really sweet person won't cry to manipulate you. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You probably could have served everyone the store-bought cake instead of making a big deal out of having two. But the fact your family would default to thinking you did it on purpose to hurt them says quite a bit about their egos and what they think about you. I would go low to no contact with people like that. ETA. I just went back to read that you were hosting your own birthday party. How dare they make it all about them? Not the asshole. Don't even get me started on the Mormon faith. They're lucky they got anything. As a child raised Mormon, you did nothing wrong. At most it was a simple etiquette mistake that you quickly fixed with a new cake, even going so far as to offer a third cake. Your mother crying because you stray from God is a very common manipulation tactic. The scary part is that the Mormon Church effectively brainwashed her to react that way. She doesn't even realize it's absurd. Keep being your most authentic self, and if you even need support, check out r/Mormon subreddit or shoot me a DM. I'm always happy to chat. Or just listen if you need to vent. Not the asshole. You explained what had happened, and you just wanted to show them your new skills. Admittedly, this was probably an eye-opener for your parents about how grown up and moved on you are, so I'm sure that was an underlying shock for them. But to say that you've fallen from God? Because of a splash of coffee and a cake? No hun. Neither of your cakes deserved that response. Am I the asshole for making my office manager cry for celebrating my birthday? I, 26M, don't like my birthday being celebrated. I always avoid telling people and redirect the conversation when I'm asked about it. A coworker of mine really likes celebrating birthdays and asked me when my birthday was. She kept asking till I eventually told her I don't like telling people. She replied with, "Don't worry, I'll just ask the office manager." She has access to private info like that. Because my birthday was actually very soon, I wanted to nip the situation in the bud. I went to my office manager, 35-ish F, and asked her not to tell anyone. I told her I don't like my birthday being celebrated. She, for some reason unbeknownst to me, took this as some kind of joke. To cut a long story short, she looked up my birthday, and for an entire month, whenever the topic of birthdays came up around us, which is weird, it happened that often, she would always make a sly comment to tease me. I made it clear to her each time to stop, and every time I did she would giggle as if it was some kind of game. I'm sure I told her to stop at least 5 times, but realistically I must have told her about 9–10 times. Especially since the day drew near. On the day of my birthday I went to put my lunch in the fridge. She walked in the break room and quickly whispered happy birthday, in which I told her immediately to stop, and I walked away within a split second. She giggled again. Here's the climax of this dumb story. It was take your child to work day. While giving a tour of the office, she had all the kids stand in a semicircle, facing me or mostly in my direction, and asked them to sing happy birthday to the birthdays in that month. Everyone in the office figured out it was my birthday because they have a brain. I kept my composure until the kids left. She then approached me and dropped a gift off and whipped happy birthday again. I was so enraged that I didn't even turn toward her. One look at my face and you could figure out how unhappy I was. A coworker figured out the problem, because they aren't dumb, and told her I wasn't happy. My office manager approached me and asked what was wrong. I explained to her that I had previously told her not to celebrate my birthday. She actually responded with, "But I didn't say it was your birthday," to which I had to explain to her that people aren't dumb and that wasn't the point. She thought she found some kind of loophole and tried to exploit it. I kept my rage in check, but she understood how mad I was. She then said she was sorry, and I answered with, "It not okay." She then started to tear up and walked away. And at that moment I knew I fucked up. I made a woman cry. Another female coworker came to console her. My office manager came back after a minute and apologized again, in which I just responded with, "Okay." She walked away. No matter what I do next, the situation only becomes worse for me because I'm the a-hole who made a woman cry, even though I explicitly expressed my wishes constantly. Update for more context. I don't see why the gift matters, but it was just a standard office gift everyone gets. It was a 4-pack of pens. She didn't go out of her way to get something special. The next day I pulled her to the side and apologized for making her cry. She explained that it wasn't what I said that made her cry, but that she realized that she messed up. My boss apologized for what happened and gave me the option to take her to our. But I wasn't about to bring down hell on someone for trying to be nice to me. The big deal here is that I told her no constantly. It's not the thing she did. It's that she did it despite me telling her no again and again. There was a case recently, can't remember if it was in the US or Europe, but it was similar, and they threw a party for this person who never attended the other birthday parties, and indicated they do not celebrate their birthday and there should be no acknowledgement of their birthday. Long story short, they ignored him, he walked out of the party, they got mad, and he won a big court case over it. Not the asshole. My boss apologized for what happened and gave me the option to take her to our. But I wasn't about to bring down hell on someone for trying to be nice to me. Pity, she deserved it. She had warning after warning, I'd have lit her up. Not the asshole. It doesn't matter that she cried. I can almost guarantee that she was crying because she realized that you were completely serious and now her job is at risk. Because it absolutely is. You made it absolutely clear that you didn't want your personal information shared, and she went out of her way to make sure that it was. Her own actions bit her in the butt and it hurt, hence the tears. Report to your boss, HR, that she repeatedly ignored you when you asked her to stop talking about it. Bullying. And got upset when you refused to be okay with the culmination of her plans, public bullying. Give her something to really cry about. Not the asshole, and it is good that she cried and realized how wrong she was for violating your boundaries. Maybe she learned her lesson. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for calling my niece out on her fit girl lifestyle? I, 21F, and my niece 21F. I'll call her Eva OFC, not her real name. Have always been very close. She's my best friend and I love her to bits. Both of us are slightly overweight. Though since around September 2022 I've been making a lot of lifestyle changes and have lost a significant amount of the weight. Eva is also doing her best to lose weight. It was something we planned on doing together. I've been trying to get her to go to the gym with me, or go on walks, but she always tells me she either doesn't have time or is with her boyfriend that day. Instead, her little brother, 16M, has been going with me. I'm really proud of him as he struggled with a lot of the same issues that come with being overweight. Eva has been posting about her fit girl lifestyle on her social media for a while now, which would be totally awesome if she wasn't going through the McDonald's driveway with her boyfriend almost every day and her brother hadn't flat out told me she fakes most of the posts. I've never commented on it before and I really wasn't planning to. It's her life and she's allowed to do whatever she wants. Last Saturday we decided to have a family dinner. Everything was all fine until Eva made a comment on how much I was eating. Something along the lines of, "Jesus, no wonder you've lost so much weight if that's all you're eating. I ate a very normal portion of food, potatoes, some veggies and salmon." During the dinner she kept making small comments on both me and her brother and how we were eating too little, working out too much and how we would probably develop eating disorders. I got pretty mad after a while and said, "Well, maybe if you stopped eating all those McChicken burgers and actually joined us for once you would feel less insecure. Then you'd have real content to post on your socials," something along those lines. The table fell kinda silent and Eva started crying, saying she was doing all she could, and your and brother's weight loss is so triggering for me. She decided to go to her room and her boyfriend said I'd been too harsh on her. Eva did not come back to the table and everyone was pretty quiet after. After we got home my aunt texted that I should apologize to Eva for being mean. I told her I would apologize if she would as well, to both me and her little brother for the comments she made as they hurt me as well. Eva doesn't want to and won't talk to me as long as I won't apologize. Her brother and my mom are on my side but aunt and uncle are mad that I won't do it. Am I the asshole? Little edit. I've posted this a very short while ago but I'll let you all know I'll be sending her a text. She hurt my feelings and I've hurt hers as well. It was all very in the moment as this has been going on for a while. For months every time we hang out there's been at least one comment. I don't wish to fight with her and I'll be letting her know that I was too harsh as I was very fed up with the BS. I'll be telling her I'm sorry but I won't go begging for an apology from her. I'll be taking the high road here, thanks to all here for making me see that. Edit 2. I'll let you all know she responded to my text and she also said she was sorry. I wasn't really expecting her to but she did. We planned a Luch Plus shopping trip and we'll be talking it out more then. Thank you all so much again for the replies as they've given me a load of insight. Not the asshole. She started it and you told her the truth in her face. It's time for her to actually change her lifestyle and stop faking and lying herself. Who cares for social medias anyway? She's only lying to herself. Also, you said she's your niece but her mother is your aunt? How? Not the asshole. She's got to put in actual work if she wants to see results, not just lie about what she eats and does. Not the asshole. She decided it was okay to comment on what people eat so you were simply following suit. If she doesn't want people to comment on her choices, she should refrain from doing the same. Tell her up front that the most she is getting is a "sorry but," in which you explain how her comments were also hurtful. Good for you for taking charge of your health. Kudos to you guys. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend we can work out separately at the gym? As the title suggests, me and my boyfriend went to work out together for the first time the other day. He asked me what I'm working on today and I said legs. I asked him what he's working out on and he said arms. So I thought since we're targeting different muscles we can do our own thing and meet up later on once we're done. I told him, okay, if you're working out arms then you don't have to change your routine for me, and he said alright. Towards the end, he finished his workout before me and I had just gotten off the treadmill and asked if I was ready to go. I told him to give me a minute, I had just gotten off the treadmill. Then we asked each other what workouts we did and then he got up and said okay, let's go. I told him to give me a second because I was still breathing hard from my workout and still a sweaty mess and still had to get my things in the locker room. To which he said again, "Come on, let's go." I told him not to rush me and he walked off and left me at the gym to go to his car. I was upset by this and just grabbed my stuff and meet him at the car and told him why did he just leave me there myself. He said I was done and once I'm done I just want to get out and relax in my car and I'm not feeling well too. I told him that I understand he finished before me but he doesn't have to rush me to leave. He said the whole point of working out together is to do the exercises together, but you said, "Oh, don't change your routine for me." I told him because that's what I thought since we were targeting different muscle groups. So I told him I don't mind us working out separately since you told me you were hitting arms, so I just thought we had different workout routines today. I've never worked out with him before and just assumed that we could have worked out together separately and meet back up later on. We were both upset with each and were arguing about those things on how he thought we were going to work out together. He's not feeling well, and just wanted to get out since he was done, but I wasn't and I told him not to rush me. While I was upset because he told me twice let's go when I told him to give me a second, I had just finished my workout and he left the gym, leaving me there to go to his car, while I'm still a sweaty mess and breathing hard. I confronted him about how I felt and he also told me how he felt. I told him you didn't have to leave me there because I just barely finished. I asked him if we can grab coffee together before work because I don't want us to remain upset with each other and he said no because he's not feeling well and he'll see me at work. For those wondering, he said he would have done leg day with me, but because I told him he didn't have to he thought I didn't want to do it together. Edit. How we communicated. We basically just chose the time and place and that's it. We didn't discuss what workouts we were going to do or if we're doing anything afterwards since we had work later on. We only had that brief convo mentioned above once we got to the gym. Also I realize I was too focused on how I felt that my mind was too clouded and I should have considered the fact that he made the effort to join me even though he wasn't feeling well. So am I the asshole for telling him he didn't have to work out with me if we're hitting different workouts at the gym? Not the asshole, he's a grown-ass man, he can work out alone. Me and my girlfriend go to the same gym, we work out separately, and agree a finish time before we start, then wink at each other as we pass. It's fun. You know you don't have to date him, right? Not the asshole. I think he had a different idea in mind of what working out together meant. If wants to do the same exercises with you and actually be together with you the whole time, he should have made it clear that's what his expectation of working out with you means. Then you could have agreed to that with him or said you'd prefer working out on your own while going to the gym with him. He sounded petulant about going to the car by himself. He could have just communicated, "I don't like sitting in the gym anymore when I'm finished. I'm just going to chill in the car and relax until you're ready to go." Not the asshole, his reasoning is unjustified, but I smell underlying issue here. Info. Did you ever ask him what was wrong? He told you multiple times he didn't feel well. Did you just ignore this? It seems like you think he was mad at you, but he literally told you 3 times he didn't feel well. Are you sure this isn't the root issue here?